Welcome to Lesson 5 of our Safe at Home Visual Journal series, What is Your View? Today we're going to be creating a sketch, the world outside of our window, and write a journal reflection explaining the significance. At this time we're living through during the coronavirus outbreak, it's a historic time, and it's our job as artists to record our experience. We're going to record the details about how the world around us has changed during the stay-at-home order. We're going to begin our journey today with a short discussion on art and social isolation. As always, we're going to sketch, and we'll end today with a journal reflection. Please post any questions that you may have at any time in the comments section. I'll be live for discussion and to answer questions during art class on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and during my office hours from Monday through Thursday from 3 o'clock to 3:30 p.m. In this distance learning unit, we're creating a visual journal to reflect on our experiences and record a historical primary document of this time that we're living through. This week we examine the question, what are the spaces around you like during this time? Recently, the work of American realist painter Edward Hopper, whose painting Nighthawks is widely known and parodied, has become especially relevant. Hopper's style is famous for expressing the feeling of solitude in a busy modern city. With many businesses and schools closed and people social distancing, his paintings are very easy to relate to. And just as Hopper shared with us his often lonely views of New York City, we're going to create a sketch of our view from what we see out of our window. When I look out of my living room window, life has come to kind of a quiet halt. Find a comfortable place close to a window that you can sketch, where you can see a view of the life outside. And you can choose to paint or draw everything that you see and even include the window if you want. Or, as I'm doing, you can kind of zoom your view in a little bit on a particular subject that you choose to focus on. For my sketch today, I'm going to be drawing on the back of a piece of Captain Crunch box that I tore to fit inside my sketchbook when I'm done. I'll be using pencil and color pencil. First, I'm going to draw a horizon line right at eye level to separate the earth and sky, and start to sketch in some basic shapes and lines that are going to help me guide my proportion and perspective. In this urban landscape drawing, I'm going to be using something called intuitive perspective. So I'll be using some vanishing points located along the horizon line, but instead of using a ruler, I'll be just kind of freehand drawing them and connecting them as I go. The idea is to give the indication of the perspective that I see from where I'm standing. At this point in the drawing, I'm not going to get too into detail. I'm basically just working out some rough shapes and outlines to figure out where everything belongs so that I know everything will fit in the drawing. Once I get all those outside shapes figured out, drawing the inside shapes and starting to get a little more detailed can sometimes feel like putting together a puzzle. The more details that you add, the more we try to start to build the story of what it feels like in this place at this particular time. With the pencil sketch done, it's time to start adding some color. I like to start by adding some bright highlights to help provide some contrast and to help me balance my tones as I work. The white charcoal pencil really pops off that page right away. Continuing to work on the highlights, I'm going to use some yellow color pencil to fill in a little bit of warmth. Let's add some cool shadow tones with some blue. I don't often use black, but in order to get my shadows even darker and provide more contrast, I'll use a little black here. Sketching on this cereal box on some non-traditional materials is actually kind of fun. I like how the colored pencil kind of pops on the page and the brown paper provides a nice kind of medium background to work with so that your light highlights really kind of pop off, and then you can still add some really nice dark tones for your shadows. And the colors actually come out quite beautiful on this what's basically recycled paper. And what I find interesting about working this way is that we can take kind of a boring, plain old scene, like quiet neighborhood, use some really basic art supplies, some recycled cereal box, and kind of create the feeling of, the quiet beauty, the colors and the light playing off each other. I think it's quite nice. So I'll add a couple more final details with the pencil, kind of clean up a few of the shadows, and this one is just about done. Okay students, it's time to share our work on Seesaw and post our reflection. If you're unsure of how to post a Seesaw, please see the video. Here are our journal reflection questions today. Describe what you see out your window and use descriptive and expressive language to do that. What made you decide to draw the view that you drew? What was your thinking or reasoning for choosing to draw or represent what you did? And finally, what seems different about this view during the stay-at-home order? A final check on your work today. Did you post a picture of your artwork on Seesaw? Did you post a comment on the picture that answers the journal questions? And finally, did you mark your work complete on Google Classroom? As always, thank you for watching. To keep up with all of our lessons, please subscribe to Stecher Studios.